Hey y'all, it's Io here from Noodle Nook. Welcome back to the Noodle Nook podcast, where we are dishing out practical tips and tools to rock in your special education classroom. I'm Io Jones, a not so seasoned special education teacher turned resource creator and trainer, and I'm pumped up for this chat today about a behavior management strategy that I absolutely adore. Token boards. Now, I know some of you may already be token board rock stars, and that is fantastic. But for those of you who are kind of curious or maybe a bit hesitant, stick around because I am breaking down why these visual tools are game changers for students of all ages and of all abilities, especially our amazing students with special needs. So let's be real. There is one main reason why token boards are awesome, and that's because behavior challenges are actually a big part of the teaching gig, right? As educators, we are always searching for strategies that go beyond reactive consequences and actually tap into the student's intrinsic motivation, and that's where token boards really shine. They are rooted in positive reinforcement, and that means they provide a very clear visual roadmap for students to see how their progress is being tracked and how they're moving towards earning rewards that actually matter to them and actually motivate them and keep them engaged. So picture this. You've got a student who is struggling to stay focused during independent work. And instead of constantly having to redirect them, Johnny, get to work, Johnny, focus on your work, Johnny, get to work. Instead, you're going to introduce a token board that is tailored to their specific interests. And because it's high interest, it's automatically more engaging because we all love what we love. So maybe this student is obsessed with dinosaurs or they can't get enough Lego. You find some awesome dinosaur or Lego tokens, laminate the board, set your expectations, and boom, you've got a visual system that's engaging, that's meaningful for the student, and actually is motivating for them as well. So as they complete tasks or demonstrate desired behaviors, they earn these magical, coveted tokens. And those tokens get them closer to a reward that they helped to choose. Maybe it's extra recess time or a chance to listen to their favorite song or even a special privilege in the classroom. The beauty is, because you can customize the rewards to fit the individual student's preferences, the board becomes that much more powerful. And so you might be thinking right now, token boards, oh my gosh, they sound great, but just for elementary school. What about middle or high school? They totally wouldn't work. Trust me, as someone who has taught in elementary and in high school, I'm going to tell you right now, it's amazing what you can get kids to do for tokens. There is magic in this visual support, and they don't expire with age. I have seen token boards work wonders for older students and middle school students and younger students, especially when those rewards tap into their specific and preferred needs, their social needs, or they provide choice and autonomy. Think about things like preferred seating in the classroom or extra time on a project that they're passionate about, or maybe not so passionate about, or even a homework pass to get out of something they don't want to do. Token boards are a fantastic tool for all students, but they can be especially beneficial for students on the autism spectrum. Why, you might ask? Well, because many autistic learners really benefit from visual structure and predictability. And a token board provides that concrete visual representation of expectations. It helps them to understand the connection between their behavior and the rewards that they're working towards. And because it's personalized for their interests, well, it's personalized and of high interest. So there are a few really actionable steps that you can take now that you are totally on board with bringing token boards into your classroom. Here's the breakdown. And keep in mind here, flexibility is key and it depends on the needs of your students. Step number 1 is to identify the target behaviors. You really want to pinpoint 2 to 3 specific behaviors you want to see more of, like raising hands quietly or transitioning calmly between activities. Second step is to choose the behavior chart. Now you're going to opt for a format that's visually appealing and age appropriate, and you can find tons of fantastic printable boards online, but you can also find a super versatile version at the Noodle Nook store. Wink, wink. So you're going to want to get a chart that actually makes sense for your students. It may be that there's a 3 token board, a 5 token board, a 10 token board, or even a 1 token board, depending on how much work stamina your student has already established. Once you figure out your board, you're going to prep it and get it all set to go. The next part is to collaborate on the rewards. Now, it is so important to make sure that you involve your students in choosing rewards that are meaningful for them, because this buy-in point is critical for success. You're going to choose rewards that are of high interest, highly preferred, and that are a little bit scarce. So something that they can't get from another teacher or when they get home, or you give it out all the time. So think about rewards that you can use in this instance. If you are not sure what rewards to consider, or rewards that won't make you go broke, teacher budget, go ahead and head over to noodlenook.net, and there is a blog post on rewards that don't cost a thing. All right, next step is to set clear expectations. Now that we have the chart, you want to decide what expectations the chart is associated with and what it is that you want your student to do. Make sure that you preview all of those expectations, cover them with the student ahead of time, and then model and explain how the behavior reward connection actually work. And then the next step is to provide that immediate feedback. When you see a student demonstrating a desired behavior, bust out that token. You want to immediately acknowledge it with praise and a token. And you caught that right. Praise and a token. You want to make sure you're pairing that verbal praise with that token. This instant gratification really strengthens the association between the behavior and the positive reinforcement. All right, last but not least, you want to be consistent. Consistent implementation is everything. Y'all, it's everything. Make that token board a regular part of your classroom routine, and be sure to follow through on those well-deserved rewards, because consistency is everything. Did I say that already? Maybe. All right. Once you have really established this token board system within your classroom, you might be wondering, will my students become forever reliant on this token board? And I just want you to know the goal is to always move away from the token board towards intrinsic motivation. As a student starts to experience success with the token board, you can gradually increase the amount of work that's required to earn the reward, or lessen the reward itself. You know, it's like getting a raise in the real world. So you can transition into a different system, and you can move into a checklist system or something else that's a little bit more intrinsically based, where students get that same sense of accomplishment, but from another source, like maybe checking things off of a checklist. Because I don't know about you, but that's the highlight of my checklist, is getting to cross things off. So as you can see, working with a token board is definitely something that you want to incorporate into your classroom, because, they are genuinely awesome for students of all ages and of all needs. I hope this episode has sparked some ideas for you. Just remember that every student, of course, is unique, so you'll want to adapt the resource so that it fits the individual needs and preferences of your students. But the good news is, if you are looking for a printable token board that is ready to rock and roll, check out the one in the Noodle Nook store. It's got tons of different token types that will appeal to a broad range of students, several different types of boards from 1 token all the way to 10 tokens, and a ton of rules with visual icons associated with them, so you can set expectations clearly and get these boards rocking for you to help minimize those behaviors as soon as humanly possible. All right, make sure you check those out in the Noodle Nook store. I will see you next time. Keep rocking out there in your classrooms. This is Io from Noodle Nook reminding you to stay strong and teach on.